Hey guys, Unique here. So this is going to be my top four worst games of 2020. I obviously made a video of my top 10 favorite games of 2020, and I thought for fun I was going to do a top four worst games of 2020, since there's always going to be games that are going to be shit, and there's always going to be ones that are probably the most disappointing in any year. But for 2020, there were at least a few. There were a few that I've come across, that I've seen or played, that I thought was probably the worst for 2020. Um, I will say this to keep in mind that Cyberpunk 2077 is not going to be featured on this list. I have not played it. I heard many things about it, but I felt that because that I haven't played it and there's not much that I can put on here to explain that game, I figure I might as well just not put it on this list. So you're not going to see Cyberpunk 2077 on this list. Um, and I think that's it. I think that's the only game that's excluded off this list. So, yeah, guys, enjoy the list, and feel free to enjoy it. So, this is going to be my top four worst games of 2020. Enjoy. Number four is Paper Mario and the Origami King. I know Nintendo fanboys are going to hate me for this, but I did not like Paper Mario and the Origami King. Now, as someone that loved the Paper Mario series, from A Thousand Year Door to Super Paper Mario and the one in N64, I was a bit disappointed with this one. I was not a fan of Sticker Star, I was not a fan of Color Splash, and I was not a fan of this one either. And I think the biggest problem on why I didn't like this game was probably because I just didn't dig the gameplay. I didn't dig the mechanics. I didn't like the fact that it wasn't what I wanted, which was a traditional RPG, and it didn't have anything that I wanted. Um, and what I mean by traditional RPG is that I wanted something like they did with Thousand Year Door. A Thousand Year Door was an awesome, awesome game of the series, and I felt that they should have did that with this game. Now, obviously, Nintendo isn't going to do that because they sort of ditched that idea of making it into an RPG, which is really stupid in my opinion because that's actually what made the series so popular, kind of significant to people that love the series. Um, but with that being said, I really was not a fan of this game. I felt the gameplay, well, the environment, okay, was pretty cool. I'll admit that they were trying to do things that were different from the other games, and they were kind of playing around with that. I get it. And same with the origami. Um, I thought that was kind of cool. And even the side characters, where you get to have them as playable, okay, that was cool too. I'll admit those little things were kind of cool in a sense, but everything else about the game, not so much. I was not a fan of the gameplay. I didn't like some of the scenarios or the type of things that happened in every single boss. I kind of wish that you were able to pick between either a hammer or jumping on an enemy and everything. I kind of wish they brought that back because to me it seems like it's a little more simplistic and it actually makes it better, where the thing that they were doing with this and the battle system for this, it just didn't really do anything for me. I felt it was basic. I felt they could have done. I think they could have been better. Um, but I mean, again, if you like Paper Mario and the Origami King, that's fine. Again, this is just my list. This is just what I don't like, and that's just, you know what I mean. This is my opinion. But if you like Paper Mario and the Origami King, then that's fine. Um, but personally, I did not like this game. Um, and I was really hoping this game would be good, because I love Paper Mario. You know what I mean? And I really want it. I honestly think Nintendo should just go back and make what made A Thousand Year Door, and what really made the series so popular to a lot of people that love Paper Mario. So yeah, honestly, I just hope Nintendo makes. I hope Nintendo makes a better Paper Mario game personally. But yeah, so definitely number four would be Paper Mario and the Origami King for sure. Number three is Fast and Furious Crossroads. I'm going to tell you that there was not really much I could talk about this game because, for one, I really did not expect anything from this game. I basically would how I actually played this game. I rented it, I tried it out because I love the Fast and Furious movies, and when I tried it, it's kind of what I expected. I didn't really expect much from this game. It was kind of a half-assed, basically kart racing game where you basically play as all the characters from Fast and Furious. You upgrade your cars, and that's about it. Basically, it's kind of like more of like a racing game with a Grand Theft Auto kind of environment. It's that's basically it, except it's with all the Fast and Furious characters. The animations on the characters, uh, they don't look that good. To me, they kind of look like what they look like on a PS3 game, as opposed to like on a PS4 game. Um, but you know what? I really didn't expect out of this game when I first tried it out. Because I mean, most movie games, in general, just don't do really well, and I think this is an example of that. I don't know why people got excited for this game. I think it was the only reason why because it was Fast and Furious probably, and I would have loved this game if they actually made it good. But sad to say, it wasn't good. It just really was just a piece of shit in my opinion. But I mean, there's people that probably love it, so I'm not gonna go harsh on those who like it. So if you like the game, again, that's your opinion. But I did not like Fast and Furious Crossroads. It just wasn't my cup of tea. It honestly, it could have been better. Um, but yeah, so definitely was heavily disappointed with this game. So I honestly, there's not much I could say about this game, other than the fact that I was just disappointed with it. So definitely number three, Fast and Furious Crossroads. Number two is Marvel's Avengers. Now, this game was probably one of the most letdowns out of this year. Not just for me, but I think for people that were really hoping for this game to be really good. Because I remember when they first announced this game. I remember when they first announced it last year at E3, and I was kind of the trailer looked really good. It looked very promising. But for some reason, I was very turned off from it. I didn't understand why I was turned off from it until I actually played the game for myself, and for some reason, I just didn't like it. Um, and I kind of expected it because nobody else liked it. It became one of the most disappointing games this year. For one, every single character besides Iron Man is just not playable. Like their Hulk's gameplay is horrible, Thor's gameplay is horrible, Black Widow's gameplay is horrible. Hell, even freaking Captain America's gameplay is horrible. All of their gameplay besides Iron Man is probably horrible. So I don't understand how Square Enix made this game so anticipated to making it a very shitty game. Not to mention, what really ruined the game for me was the loot boxes. The fact that they went out of their way and put microtransactions in this game. And if there's one thing that I hate about a game is when there's loot boxes and microtransactions. To me, anytime that's featured in a game, it's automatically shit. So disagree with me that all you want. To me, that's what ruins the game entirely. But really, I was not a fan of this game. I really wasn't, and it was very disappointing for me because I still wanted to play even if I was turned off in the trailer because it's Avengers. Like, why would I not want to play it? It's Marvel. But despite that, it really was a disappointing game, and I really did not also dig the story. I mean, I like that they added Miss Marvel, which I have nothing against people that like Camilla Khan, the new Miss Marvel. I have nothing against people that like the character, but she really did not do anything for this game. And I think that was probably one of the other reasons was I think they added a character that just didn't really support the story that much. So honestly, there's so much I could say about this game, but personally, this game was just a complete letdown. It really was, and That's why I really did not like this game. So honestly, so number two is definitely Marvel's Avengers. Like this game was just it was just fucking disappointing. So yeah. And my number one worst game of this year, which I think everybody kind of expected it, was Last of Us Part 2. What is there to say about this game? As everybody kind of already explained their concerns about this game. All I'm going to say is that this game basically completely destroyed an entire fan base of people that love not just Last of Us, but just Naughty Dog games, Sony, everything. Like I myself, I know there's people that love this game. I know that there's some people out there that think that it's better than the first one and cherish this game and think it's the best game of this year. That's again, everybody has their own opinions. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. If you like this game, that's fine. But I'm going to tell you that I really did not like this game. This game infuriated the shit out of me this year. I was in complete rage when they leaked the story for Joel, and when I got the chance to look at the game, I was completely just disappointed and was outraged at the fact that how they would take something like because Last of Us is a great game. The first Last of Us is a very, very good game. It's got so many awards. It's a pretty fucking solid game. But what I don't understand is they would take something that everybody loves because everybody loves the first Last of Us. They would take it and they would fucking shit on it just so that way it can cater to SJW, people that have political values, and because of that, that's what ruined this game. And I'm going to tell you that the story is just garbage. Absolute garbage. Like, I personally did not like the story. I didn't like how they killed off Joel. I felt that if they really wanted to kill off Joel, they could have just did it right at the freaking ending. They could have did it where it was well executed. But because they did it so half-assed and they did it right at the beginning, that it just ruins the entire game. Um, so honestly, the story, because of it, and because it affected it that much, that's why the game was shit. That's why the story was absolute horrible. The other thing is, Abby is not a bad character, but the problem with Abby is that I don't think she should have been the main focus. I really don't think so. I really think people should really not give a shit about the intentions with Abby. So that's one of the reasons, and especially when Abby is the entire thing of the game. You know, even if it's just Ellie as well, Abby just took the entire spotlight from Ellie. So, but honestly, this game is just absolute trash. It's absolute horrible, and it just goes to show that this is an example of a game where anybody can easily take the SJW format and easily fucking destroy it. And this game did that a lot. And gameplay, honestly, it's exactly the same as the first one, except maybe it's a lot better because it's on PS4 and they definitely took advantage of the higher resolution and everything. So I can't really say that the gameplay changed all that much because I don't understand why it got that award for best innovation because really it looks exactly the same as the first game. But with that being said, this game is my number one favorite, like least game of this year. I could not stand this game at all. I think I've already mentioned that many times in my Game Awards video that I did not like this game, and I that's why I'm putting it number one because it was probably my most disappointing game of this year. So my least favorite game this year is Last of Us Part Two. So tell me what you guys' thoughts on the selections that I have on this list. I really like to know in the comments. Please like and subscribe the video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. I'll see y'all later. Take care.